Hi there, welcome to Book Blue. I can't believe I missed it out. I read this book in about a day or two, having got it from a charity shop, and yeah, it appears I completely forgot to review it, so I thought I'd revisit it. The book is Post Office by Bukowski. This is the first time I've read him. I know a little bit. I was planning on reading Ham on Rye for a while, but never got around to buying it. And I'd seen a bit of a documentary. So for one thing, I know that this 1971 book is largely autobiographical. He was sort of convinced by a friend, I believe, to try writing a book, and he just sort of went from experience. It's interesting because I forget what you call it, epigraph, is it, at the start? It says this is presented as a work of fiction and dedicated to nobody, which is very funny. I don't like that, but obviously, at least partly not true. And the reason I probably approached Bukowski was on the Beat Generation angle, having read, Ginsberg, Burroughs, and Kerouac, and he's often lumped into them, although I think a lot of people would agree that's not very accurate. I think, especially this book, as my knowledge of Bukowski, it definitely reflects the deadbeat side of Beat Generation as opposed to beatific, because this really is just an anti-hero story, in my opinion. He's an alcoholic, and you get to points in the story where he's a really unlikable character, but I think even I'm someone who gets put off by stuff that, if someone's not a nice person, it does put me off a lot. Say, for instance, I find comedians, if I don't like them as a person, I can't find them funny, by some kind of principle in myself, and I think that's similar with this, but I found it was almost like watching a bad movie. I expect it to be good, and then, you realise it's kind of cheesy, but then you kind of end up enjoying it anyway. So I think I just kind of let myself go with this kind of ridiculous, depraved character. I imagine is probably not a caricature, it's probably quite a lot like Bukowski from my understanding of him. Yeah, it's just recounting his experience with the post office. It starts with the code of ethics at the start. It's just nicely framed like that. And basically tells what I believe is a really long period of time of him working in and out of the post office. And then, obviously his relationships and his, short-term goals and, his dealing with the alcoholism that he's surrounded by. So I found it highly readable. Like I said, devoured it in just over a day, and I don't want to compare it to Kerouac and stuff, but I think certainly if you're interested in that, you might be to go for Bukowski. I think Bukowski's more of like a cult figure in that way, and yeah, I would read more of him after reading this, which is odd because I thought when I got to a point in the book where I got a gist of what it was like that it wasn't for me at all. So it really won me over. And I guess that's quite impressive in itself. So, thanks for tuning in and checking out something I talked about ages ago, I'm sure, and I finally reviewed. Post Office, Bukowski, Book Blue. See you soon. Bye bye.